So you're planning or considering planning a virtual wedding or one with at least a virtual component. Here's the question: how do you make it special? Today we're continuing our virtual wedding series and talking about another way to make your virtual wedding special with gifts. Hi there, I'm Jamie Chan, your destination wedding planning guru and designer of joy at Mango Muse Events, the creator of Passports Joy, the step-by-step online wedding planning course for couples, and the founder of Let's I Do This, intimate and virtual weddings in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I share real and honest and useful wedding planning tips, tricks, and advice you can use to help make planning your wedding easy and more joyful so you can create a wedding you love. Because let's face it, wedding planning isn't always very happy. In fact, it can be downright painful, and nobody wants that. So we're bringing the joy back to wedding planning. Are you ready? All right, so let's do this. Let's dive in here. Now, we are continuing today our virtual wedding series, and we're talking about how to make a virtual wedding special. Even though, it's a little different, it's should still be something that is and feels special, and it can be. By the way, if you haven't checked out our other videos on other ways to make your virtual wedding special, you definitely should, and make sure you hit subscribe so you can get access to all the new ones. Now, we've talked about a bunch of different ways, as I mentioned in those other videos, of ways you can make your virtual wedding special and ways to make it feel, be, and experience it in a way that's just as special and just as awesome as any normal wedding. Today, we are talking about how to make your virtual wedding special with gifts. And here's the thing, right? Gifts, you might be thinking, gifts? Yes, gifts. Everyone loves a gift, right? Everyone. It's fun. And we're talking about specifically today is how to make your virtual wedding special with guest gifts. Now, there's a number of reasons why giving gifts, why guest gifts are a great way to make your virtual wedding special. First, I think we've kind of already covered the fact that it's just fun. It's fun to receive a gift, right? And when it's a surprise gift, it's even that much better, right? And while receiving a gift is, always fun, during these COVID times when we're separated from our loved ones, it's even more special. It's even more exciting to receive something that's for you from someone you love. It's also another way to connect, which leads me to another major reason why guest gifts are a part of what can make your virtual wedding special. And that's because it encourages interaction and helps make your guests a part of your wedding. Because guest gifts can, in some ways, transport people. It can include them in what's happening even though they're not physically there. Because virtual weddings or weddings with a virtual component can lots of times be merely a spectator sport, where you're just sort of watching someone get married. And your guest gifts really help make your guests a part of your wedding and bring them into what's happening. So it allows you to do things together and be together even though you're not physically together. It makes just for a much, much better experience. And your guest gifts, also help set the mood. They can help transform a home. And, while everyone's home is different, it can help transform it into your wedding even if it's just a small way. It's a way to not only get your guests excited, right? But once again, help them feel a part of your wedding. And, let's not forget that guest gifts are also, just a gift of love. They're a gift of love from the heart, right? And it's a gift in the truest sense of that word. It's something for someone that you love that will hopefully make them happy and give them something to enjoy. Now, those are all great reasons, right? Let's talk through some examples to kind of get your brain working. You start thinking about perhaps what would make sense for you. So I'd like to start with the sort of things you would typically experience at a wedding. So let's start with food and drinks. Now, why not send them a special meal or a snack or dessert or all of the above, right? You could send them an amazing 3-course meal or a charcuterie board or a box of cupcakes or desserts. Or like I said, all of the above. I would not turn that away. I would be very excited about that. And let's couple that with, say, a couple bottles of wine or some champagne or a cocktail kit. I mean, either or all of these options would be just a wonderful way to bring your guests into your wedding, and imagine how fun it would be to receive any of these things. Just super fun. All right, another idea? You could send them some flowers or a plant, perhaps. It'll, automatically brighten up any room, and for most people, anyone, to receive that in the mail. Or how about something, maybe sillier and fun, like photo booth props or a disco light. Or maybe it's something that they have to do or show or share during the wedding, whether that's a wish or a hope or something that's a part of the ceremony or something for a game. Now, these are just some ideas, just a few, I guess. There are so many more. So make it your own. Think about it. Make it your own in a way that feels like you, like the two of you, and speaks to who you are. And I would encourage you strongly to think about the original wedding that you were planning and see if there's something that perhaps you were planning or something in those original ideas that you can maybe bring in. That could be the location, it could be certain elements like food and drinks and decor, or it could be something else completely. But I would encourage you to think about it. This is a really, great way to pay homage to your original wedding, to what you were originally doing, and also, tie the two together if you're still planning on having that big shindig later. Now, I want to point out that I personally love it when your guest gift is something that relates to your wedding and is something your guests can actually enjoy during your wedding. It just makes the wedding and the experience just that much more fun for them, really. But your guest gift can also take the form of something more like a favor or a welcome gift. It may not be something they use during the wedding, but, something they can use in their lives or in their home. So for example, if you were planning, say, a destination wedding, this is a great opportunity to bring in the destination into your virtual wedding. And maybe that takes the form of a special jam or coffee from the area that you love, or a locally made blanket, something like that. Or, it could be something else completely, that just reminds you of a place or the place or why you love that place. It's also another way to sort of transport your guests again, but in a different way than what we talked about before. You can help them actually travel a bit, travel without actually leaving their home, which I think is pretty cool. But it also doesn't have to be, destination oriented. It doesn't have to be something related to a destination wedding. It could be, favorite cookies that you just love. It could be some household product that you can't live without. It could be even like a cool looking mask, because, everyone needs a mask nowadays. Could be some awesome mask that you found that you really like. There are tons of ideas, so many that could be fun. So do a little brainstorming and see what makes sense for you. Choose what will create that awesome experience that you want to create, that you want your guests to have, and that speaks to you, and your partner and your wedding. Now, before we get carried away, because the ideas could just go nuts, before we get super carried away, I do want to give you sort of one word of warning. And it's just that make sure whatever you choose is something that will actually be useful for your guests. So, you don't want to send them something that's just going to get thrown away or tossed. It's not a good idea. It's super wasteful from both a money standpoint, but also just the planet, wasteful for the planet. And so take care in choosing, the gifts that you decide to give. And choose something that's fun, choose something that's useful, choose something that will make a great experience. And just a reminder, this is also a good opportunity to get some help from the pros. Like we mentioned in a previous video, not only does it make it easier on you when you're utilizing the help of someone else, but remember that all your wedding professionals are all small businesses too. And so this is another way to support them and also make your virtual wedding special. All right, so I want to wrap this video up with a question, and here's the question. What's one gift that you'd like to send to your guests for your virtual wedding? Let me know in a comment below. And if you enjoyed today's video, please like it, give us some thumbs up. Check out our other videos for even more wedding planning tips, and hit subscribe so you get access to all the new ones. And if you're in the Bay Area, come and check out Let's I Do This. You can check out our intimate and virtual wedding packages for those who want to get married right now. And if you want help through the entire wedding planning process, including access to a personal wedding advisor, please check out my online course, Passport to Joy. You can find all the links below. Because you deserve to enjoy your engagement, no matter what your budget is, and even in the middle of a pandemic. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next time. Bye!